Andre,
Ryan,
I have some pretty good news for you.
what hit on me?
Today, this show that we are currently on,
Oh, yeah.
the very last show that we will do while Mercury is in retrograde. That's
Oh,
the good
that's
news.
great. That's great. I thought you were going to say, like, it's our 500th show, and it also happens to be the last show we're doing while Mercury's in retrograde.
No, I just thought you'd be a little more excited about that.
I'm hyped. I can't wait. I'm just, this is anytime I'm in battle mode, I just hunker down, man, and I can't look forward. I just got to focus on the battles that are ahead of me today.
What kind of battles are you talking about?
Winning some bets on Friday night. Today was supposed to be a relaxing day, and it's somehow been exhausting. Getting lunch today will be a battle for sure. So it's you just gotta keep at it, one day, one step at a time, Ryan.
Man, yesterday I was supposed to have a haircut, showed up at the barbershop. I had booked the haircut with the wrong barber and it was canceled.
What?
I was like, man, this retrograde thing just can't end fast enough.
Oh my God, I did not know that the Mercury retrograde affected us in that area as well.
It everywhere, man. It's unstoppable.
Oh, I know. The internet at the office has been doing the wackiest stuff you could imagine. It's been a stretch, man. It's been a stretch.
Then I thought Henry and I gave out some pretty good advice on the game last night in terms of don't fall for the trap, don't take the Bucks. It's just one of those games where something weird is going to happen and they're not going to cover. And we were right. The Eagles end up covering the 6.5. We also liked the under, which was good advice. And then, when I took the time to play some of my bets, I just didn't listen to my own advice. I didn't end up taking the Buccaneers or the over or anything. I just took other crap and lost a bunch of bets last night.
I unfortunately like the over. I did like the Eagles. Something we want to monitor on these Thursday nighters is home dogs have really been hitting at a great clip. That was quite the fortunate cover yesterday, though, with the Eagles. I mean, the absurdity of it all is any normal head coach just takes the extra point there.
Not in 2021, Dre.
Well,
the analytics say go for it.
I guess that's true, but you make it a 7-point game that way,
But do you know the whole theory behind why you go for 2 down 14?
No.
Okay, so basically the way it works, it's all based on win probability. So if you go for 2 down 14 and you get it, now you just need a touchdown and an extra point to win the game. If you get the opportunity to, so your win probability skyrockets. If you don't get it, then all you have to do, you still just have to get the 2-point conversion on the next try. And it's a little bit of like a law of averages thing there where you're saying if we don't get it the first time, we should get it the second time because basically you should get 1 out of every 2. In fact, this season, NFL teams are converting 2-point conversions at a 61% rate. So
it's incredible.
You really should get 1 out of every 2. So to me, it actually makes sense. It's weird. It messes with spreads. It messes with scores. But I'm starting to become of the belief if NFL teams are converting 2-point conversions at a 61% rate, why not go for it every single time?
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, at a 60% rate, it totally checks out.
Especially considering that extra points, point after kicks, are not 100% propositions.
Automatic anymore, right? Now it would depend on your kicker, and it would depend on how good you are down in the red zone. Jalen Hurts is so unstoppable there that the Eagles are probably hitting at close to even 70% clip. Broncos might even be under 50. I don't know, like within the 5, while you have Brandon McManus, who's a little more automatic. But yeah, you're right. That's really interesting. So anyways, that has to come in. And then the Bucks have to milk it long enough to be able to then kneel it down at the 10.
I say, not for the taunting penalty, the Eagles might go on to win that game.
100%.
Real
100%. And
Real
what a
Ricci in the
bullshit take.
comments, Real Ricci in the comments here saying if you had money on the Eagles yesterday, wow, LOL. Anyone who watched this show knew take the Eagles in 6.5. Something it's just never when the 90% of the public is on one side, it almost never the public almost never wins.
100%. And yeah, at the end of the day, we really need to start monitoring these home dogs on Thursday night because it's less prep. You stay at home, public's undervaluing you, and yeah, everything kind of lines up. It's
It
great.
really is true. I mean, you get a whole extra day, and when there's only Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days, that extra day is huge.
Home dogs are almost hitting at a 61% clip. It's over 55. It's just under 60. I think we're closer to 58%.
On the spread?
Yeah.
Interesting. We got to mine that. All right.
Have to mine
Speaking of mining, what do you got for me on the big 3 for this weekend?
Big 3, I am spreading it all around. We start with Mahomes over 308.5 passing yards. Obviously, the Chiefs need to get back on track. And they're playing the football team who, to my surprise, though, all the geniuses in the NFL seem to have called this way out. The football team is terrible as far as pass defense, 31st in the NFL. Mahomes needs a get-right game. I think it's a big one for Tyreek Hill. Last I checked, you couldn't even find props for him. That's always a good sign. I think it's a big one for Kelsey. Josh Gordon might get a little more involved. This is going to be one where Mahomes goes off. Chiefs, get right.
I have to ask you, and this really shouldn't preclude him from getting 300 passing yards, but the Chiefs really struggle against teams that can get 4-man pressure, and the Washington football team, one of the best 4-man fronts in the NFL.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's going to be a wild one. You might even play some over interceptions. The other thing is the Chiefs can't stop anyone, Ryan. And Tyler Heineke, frisky. So that they might be forced to keep passing it and putting up yards. So that's where I think we will get the over. You make a valid point there. I think what's interesting in the second pick is that while Daniel Jones has been declared eligible for this game, the total hasn't moved at all. It is still at 48.5. Last I checked, immediately after the news came. And look, the injuries for the Giants on offense right now are just too much to withstand. Daniel Jones is banged up. Sterling Shepard might be out. Golladay might be out. Barkley is definitely out. The O-line keeps having some growing pains. You got Jason Garrett calling the plays. They're not going to be able to hold up their end of the bargain. The Rams under Stafford have been very good about milking leads and kind of shutting you down in the second half, really trying to build some confidence and momentum in that offensive line, that running game, and those young running backs they have. So I love the under here. I see this as a, 20-10 type of deal, 23-13, I just don't think we're even going to come all that close. I would have probably set this at like 43.5, similar to the Broncos spread. Wow. And then, Ryan, a couple things. We are hockey guys. I realized this in our the hockey fantasy league. Not only do I have one source, which can be cited on Fantrax as far as injury reports and stuff, and that's the great AJ Hafley, who helps me draft my league. So quite the advantage. We also have a guy like Craig Morton, who I've seen in there. And, we have this in all the apps. Our guys are cited. And so I'm thinking more. We've been talking to some bright hockey
Morgan. I was like, we have Craig Morton, former Broncos quarterback.
There, you're right. I've been thinking Morton this whole time, but I've seen it written down, and I know it's Morgan. Apologies to Craig there. So 2 new things I'm keeping my eye on here in NHL betting, Ryan. 1, first period overs. Some have told me the easiest bet in all of hockey. 2, travel schedules. The Blue Jackets are at home. They played their first game Thursday night, blew out the Coyotes. You know who's now going to be playing 3 games in 5 days is the Seattle Kraken, all on the road, having to go from Vegas to Nashville to Columbus. Look at the injury reports for these 2 teams. Seattle is missing half of its top 6. They have like 4 centers. that are on the injury report right now. It's just a struggle offensively. I don't know how you're getting this at even money at -110 on the money line. I think there's a little too much hype and excitement about the Kraken overvaluing an expansion team because of the success that Vegas had, which I think is pretty unique. So yeah, I will be mining the Kraken as long as they're on the road. And then Ryan, I'm ready to send you a calendar invite because Saturday, the 23rd, the Kraken play their first home game, and I will be doing irresponsible things on the Kraken because first game at home, that crowd's going to be raucous. There's no losing to Vancouver.
Well, okay, you lost me a little bit at the end there. Your first entire thing about Columbus, genius. I loved every second of it.
That's great. That's great.
We've actually spent time this hockey off season with a former player and a former coach who both told us look into the schedules, look deeply into the schedules, find out who's been traveling a lot, find out who's on the back end of a road trip, find out who's been sitting at home just waiting for them to come run into the buzzsaw. So I love that. In fact, I think that should be like a weekly segment. Which hockey team is traveling too much this week?
Genius. It's genius, right? It's absolutely genius. Thank you.
But those same experts that we have spent time with this off season said,
yes,
also fade teams on their first game home back from a long road trip, and it makes so much sense because they basically said it's basically if you're on an 8-game road trip, the home game is basically the 9th road game. Why? You had to travel to get there. You're sleeping in quote unquote a new place than the rest of what you've been where you've been. So just want to say, be weary of that first home game. Maybe get lay it down on the second home game.
That's a great point. Also, you get back home, you need to catch up on stuff. You're a little more spread out because you've been gone on a road trip, and then you probably you're back in your comfort zone. You lay off. So great point, Ryan.
Cisneros saying add traveling hockey teams into the manifesto.
Yeah, we shall, Matt. Don't you worry. Yes.
There's got to be someone who tracks this, like a website, hockeytravel.com or something.
I'll talk to AJ. I'm sure he has.
Sounds great. Yeah. All right, good stuff. I love that. Buddy. I might hammer Columbus after that one.
It's a good one. That's Saturday. Okay.
By the way,
the spread is already available on DraftKings right now.
So the U.S. men's national team played a game in Columbus the other day.
Damn straight.
And I saw a clip from the local news in Columbus where they were talking to people just like in the streets, as we would. And they're talking to this girl, and she's like, "This is so cool because we don't have any professional sports in Columbus." And I was like, "Wow, that's how irrelevant the Blue Jackets are." And of course, the Crew.
Which is
the stadium that they were playing the game at.
That's insane.
And she also said that they never get that opportunity. In the U.S. plays there like twice a year. So,
but I mean that's a whole other thing. The fact that she didn't even know about the Crew and lived in Columbus is not an indictment of her. It is an indictment of the Crew.
It's an indictment of the Crew. The Crew, to me, more famously known as the other team on my bet slip.
Blue Jackets.
Right, the Blue Jackets, who've had some moments. The Crew, famously known as the other team, abbreviated as COL on MLS, and that drives me crazy.
That should be illegal.
Inappropriate. Yep.
Also, the country of Colombia, also not allowed.
Fair. Shots to those guys.
I actually end up just liking them because of that.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
All right, let's go to my big three. All right, we're going all longest completion bets. I'm addicted to longest completion bets, and I just like quarterbacks with big arms who like to air it out. So we're going Trevor Lawrence over 36.5 yards for his longest completion. Matt Stafford over 37.5 yards for his longest completion. Shout out Cooper Kupp. And A-Raj, or A-Raj as you call him, longest completion over 36.5 yards, -115. This is my new favorite bet. I kind of want to put it down for just every quarterback this week and see what happens.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about. Let's bring us back here because we got to talk this one out. Because first off, congrats to you for being in your bag, like
Thank you.
deep within your bag,
All the way in.
all the way in. That's where you'll find Ryan, deep in his bag.
I'm more in my bag than Mary Poppins.
Damn straight. We gotta. I think we can do better than Mary Poppins. Why are these three brave men the ones you have selected for your big three on this glorious Friday preview show?
Well, Dre, as is the answer to why I ever make any pick, the vibes.
Vibes.
I mean, so you'll learn a little bit more about how I feel about Trevor Lawrence here in a second when we reveal the all dogs.
Okay.
But he is improving at a rapid pace.
He is.
And so I'm excited for him. Obviously, he has an absolute cannon. Also,
Yep.
Laviska Shenault keeps making big plays for him down the field. The only good thing that Urban Meyer has done as a head coach is he continues to praise Laviska Shenault a lot. So we respect him for that and only that.
No doubt.
Matthew Stafford, I mean, the dude is just airing it out at a incredible rate right now.
Yeah. And lots of injuries in the Giants secondary. That's probably my favorite. Adoree Jackson and a few others are questionable this week.
And A.A. Rod looks 30 yards down the field once a series.
Yeah, fair enough. The Bears do scare me a little bit.
Why?
Though, wait, saying that out loud, I actually realize that's completely stupid. That defense has been frisky. That's why they would scare me. And I think they've got a little more pep in their step since Fields. Since Fields has started, they've only allowed like 20 points per game. And, the spread is like concerningly close. And, you never know about the Packers. But yeah, like it's Aaron Rodgers against the Bears. They're going to be absolutely murdered. So
yes.
No concerns. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually love the fact that you even had that thought. I realize you've since retracted it, but the fact that you had that thought as someone who lives in close quarters with a Bears fan tells me all I need to know.
I know. It's really...
Anytime a Bears fan has a positive thought going into a game with the Packers, it just gives Aaron Rodgers even more motivation to crush all of their hopes and dreams.
Right. It's the same way as if you believe in fairies, they live, it's the same kind of self-fulfilling prophecy. Shout out to Tinkerbell. You guys got to watch more Peter Pan.
You got to believe, right?
That's you got to believe. Thing. Yes.
You can't see Tinkerbell if you don't believe. Is that how it works?
She dies when people tell her like
she's not real.
Oh boy, she's not real. Yeah. So you gotta be like, no, you're real. And there's lots of clapping. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I shouldn't have brought up this reference if I can fully give you the whole background on it. So
your daughter not into that phase yet, or is she?
No, not into Tinkerbell. Yeah.
Is that still a thing?
I guess.
We showing the kids. We're still showing the kids Robin Hood.
Peter Pan. Actually,
Peter Pan.
No.
Is that the same? Those are different.
Strong warning on Disney Plus before you see Peter Pan, and I can see why. That movie is cancelable from beginning to end.
What does it say? What's the warning say?
Oh, like basically that this movie's cancelable, and be expected to be offended by stuff about Native Americans, women, children, you name it. That movie has it all.
It's the John Gruden special.
It's the John Gruden special. We're into fucking nightmares on that movie.
Okay. Let's quickly take a quick peek at the double-fisted rankings.
Let's go, baby. Do you have that graphic handy? We need to put that up. No pressure if you don't, but I know we had a really a special exclusive endorsement. So that can be there on the double-fisted ranking.
We'll get to it next time.
Yeah. No doubt.
Anyways, DraftKings Sportsbook this week, you can bet $1 on any game. If a single point is scored in that game, you'll get $100 in free bets. Dre, should I do it again? Should I once again put down $1 million of my own dollars on the fact that no game will end in a 0-0 tie this weekend?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, the guarantee has been made. If you sign up for DraftKings Sportsbook and you use this promotion and the game you pick ends in a 0-0 tie, I will give you $1 million personally.
It's incredible.
It's a great deal from DraftKings Sportsbook, and
What a deal.
I've got their back. Anyways, also check it out. Make sure you use the code DNVR when you sign up to get your sign-up bonus up to $1,000. Of course, you must be 21 or older, Colorado only. Bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up to $500. The deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough and restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Well done,
Okay.
Ryan.
Good point for there it is.
Look at that. Look at that, guys. You heard it and you saw it here first. Quite the endorsement.
Okay. What is our dilemma of the day?
Double dilemma. Boosted parlay, college football. And back by popular demand, Ryan, we must know who's going in our all dogs.
Yes, if the question is what dogs will go to heaven this Sunday, the answer, as always, is, of course, all of them. All dogs go to heaven. And I've got a pretty good one this week. I'm feeling good. We, of course, have a $25 free bet because no one hit their bets last night. Actually, I think one person did tweet at us that they hit their SGP. But Bounty the Dog Hunter is here with the All Dogs parlay. It starts at the brisk hour of 7 a.m.
Get them in early, boys.
I don't understand if we're
Yes.
trying to expand the game of football in the UK, why we keep sending them these games.
I know, right? I know they're really getting just like it. Too bad for Thursday night. We'll send you to London.
Yes.
I just don't know. And I'm all for diversifying and spreading out the NFL schedule. 7:35 is absurd. I'm Pac-12 after dark in it on Saturday night. I can't be 7:35 in it, guys.
Yeah, Pac-12 after dark right into
London game.
London game is too much. It's too much. By the way, I don't even just Pac-12 after dark it. I'm watching whoever Hawaii's playing.
Right. You're a true G. Yeah, and it's the problem I have with EPL games too, and I think EPL games that's English Premier League, start even earlier because there's some laws about they don't want too many night games to avoid like stadium violence and drinking. So that's also another little caveat thrown in.
Speaking of the EPL, I finished season 1 of Ted Lasso last night. I would say best show I've watched in a really long time.
That's the algorithm streaming services. You'll get Ryan if you just make sitcoms about sports. That's the trick. Throw in some comedy and you got the formula. We've established the algorithm. Keep pumping them out now.
Keep pumping them out. Okay. All dogs go to heaven. Like I said, starts with the Jaguars, 7 a.m.
Let's go.
You'll wake up at a brisk 9:30 to see that Trevor Lawrence had the best game of his career. He's won over the entire United Kingdom and, is getting knighted by the Queen after the best game of his career. Jags beat the Dolphins in their home stadium in London.
Honestly, very knight-like. His look is a real knighty type look.
I could see that.
Yeah.
All right. Then later in the day, the Carolina Panthers are home to the Vikings. I just have a feeling about this one. I don't know what to tell you. I just have a feeling. By the way, since I just gave out the Jags, they just went from plus 130 to plus 125. The streets are already talking. So don't wait.
Did they really?
Yep.
Jeez, man. So you like the Panthers, home dog Panthers, huh?
Love the home dog Panthers, even though Christian McCaffrey is not playing. There's also a big absence for the Vikings, but I'm not remembering what it is right now.
Dalvin?
I don't know. Anyways.
I'll find it for you. Another, not really because it's in England, but we know the Jags are the one team that plays regularly in England. You could argue that's a home dog game
That's what I said. In their home stadium.
Great play. I'm sorry I missed that.
And speaking
Carolina.
of big absences, Dre,
Yes.
Nick Chubb will not be playing for the Browns this Sunday. We finish off the All Dogs with the my Arizona Cardinals, taking on the Browns in Cleveland. This is a huge litmus test for those Cardinals. I think you get just an absolute stellar performance from Kyler, who outplays his predecessor from Oklahoma. And this one's going to be fun. I'm glad I have Baker in my fantasy lineup this week because I think we're getting a shootout. And I think the Cardinals end up on the right side of this, and I'm excited to watch it.
Kyler v. Baker, very intriguing. You picked Tua v. Trevor as well. We've already seen Burrow versus Lawrence in the rematch of the 2019 Natty. Tua versus Lawrence rematch of the 2018 Natty. 2019 held up. Burrow beat Lawrence. I think this will hold up as well, and Lawrence will beat Tua. Carolina, just on the fence, man. I'm just on the fence. Those pesky Vikings. But as a fave, maybe we should just fade those pesky Vikings. Do you think higher scoring game, the Chargers-Ravens, or that Brownies-Cardinals game?
What was the question?
Higher scoring game this Sunday, Browns-Cardinals, or Chargers-Ravens?
Chargers-Ravens.
Yeah. That's an all-timer.
You can bet that, right? The highest scoring game of the weekend? I think you can.
Oh, wow. That's a great call by you. When I was doing my notes, I couldn't find the overs on Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson passing yards, 231.5.
Oh, wow. The
you're
disrespect.
You're going to keep disrespecting my guy. I'm going to keep just hammering away, man. I'm just telling you guys. So,
team scoring specials. Highest scoring team you can bet, and lowest scoring team. So I think the Ravens are going to win. Most people think the Chargers are going to win. You can get Ravens highest scoring team at plus 1,000.
That's a great bet. That is a great bet. What's that under?
It's weekly specials, team scoring specials. Oh wait, game scoring specials. Highest scoring game on Sunday. Ravens Chargers at plus 600.
Beautiful. I love both of those.
Yeah, I do too.
Look at us, Ryan, making some little special bets as well for the weekend. We're dialed. We're dialed, guys. We're dialed.
We are dialed. How about this one, Dre? Every game's opening kickoff to result in a touchback. Plus 2,500.
Oh, man.
Oh. Wait, how about this, Dre? That's plus 2,500.
Yeah.
Any game's opening kickoff returned for a touchdown is only plus 650.
What?
They're saying way more likely for an opening kickoff to be housed than it is for every kickoff to be a touchback.
Wow, that's
and then last one here. Any team to recover an onside kick on Sunday plus 450. I don't know if it's happened in the NFL this year.
No, it's just become impossible as of late, though.
Yeah, they keep making the rules harder. Okay. Yeah. Right. The last thing we have to get to here is a 50% profit boost on a 5-leg parlay in college football. Obviously, 5-leg parlay is next to impossible to hit. But with a 50% profit boost, you absolutely have to take a stab at it.
Yep, you do. You really have to. So,
is there a Safemans that you can build here that would make you feel good?
That's actually a great question. Let's dig in, Ryan. Let's dig in.
My bet slip is too.
Oh, it's too girthy. I know.
It's too dense. It's too girthy.
Yeah, it's too girthy. Right. I'm having the same issue.
You got your second device out?
Yeah, I do. You're gonna love San Diego State minus 10, I think.
No, I was thinking just going heavy faves money lines.
Okay. So heavy faves money lines. So Oregon minus 600. Well, is there a stipulation on this boost?
Oh, I bet you there is. You're right. Must
Well, let's
be
just see,
minus
like,
500.
okay, so screw Oregon, but that's okay. Like we could do the homemade tease on that essentially and buy
Mhm.
Oregon at like, oh shoot, 9.5 is the lowest I can go. So never mind. Forget Oregon. San Diego State minus 365. I know you love that. They're against San Jose State, and of course you don't respect San Jose State at all because they just lost to the Rams.
Good point.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know. Now I'm starting. If we got,
It's not the safest college football strategy, but you could include Florida, A&M.
I'm having a hard time with this one, Trey. I got to admit. I'm wondering if maybe some first half faves on big spreads is the move. There's just not
Yeah,
that. There's not that many big spreads here. Cincinnati minus 21.5. That feels dangerous, just in its own.
very
And it's,
dangerous.
I mean,
Against
UCF money
UCF.
line feels kind of juicy.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, well, this is
Also, if you want to go tinfoil hat, you can say like, oh, to just make the NCAA's life easier if they don't have to deal with Cincinnati.
oh, for sure. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I think I've almost built one that you would approve of, but I just need to find my fifth leg.
Okay, all right, find that fifth leg and let me know because I'm grasping at straws here. There's a reason why they gave it out this week, and it's because this is a very tricky slate.
Yeah, it is. Okay, here we go. All right. This is great. This
Lay
is
it
great.
on me.
We did it, Ryan. We did it. Okay. This is terrific. Good stuff by me. Let me apply the boost. All right. San Diego State minus 365.
Okay.
Florida minus 475 at LSU should always terrify you, but LSU, I don't know, they just suck. A&M at Mizzou minus 365. I know they're coming off the big win, but like, come on, it's Mizzou. CSU, I know that would terrify you, but it's against New Mexico. New Mexico is really horrible.
Yeah.
The Rams are surging. It's minus 435. And you top it off with Iowa hosting Purdue minus 490. That's plus 190 boosted to plus 286.
I like your thought process. It feels like a lot of work for plus 286.
I hate it, man. I'm not a Safeman kind of guy.
Right. Like at this point, I'd rather just make a college football all dogs 5-legger and, just go to the moon.
100%. Right. Yeah. Let's baby beluga this bad boy up.
All I know is it starts and ends with Arizona.
Yeah, let's close this out. I mentioned the Rams. We actually need to do this more because we're gonna start talking Nuggets and Avs. We need to at least hit on the couple local games before we close this out. So
Okay.
give the people the spiel who maybe didn't tune in earlier in the week on why they shouldn't bet on the Buffs.
Well, tune in later today. We're gonna have the
That's
PHNX Wildcats guys on a live show 4:30. So we're gonna hang out with Saul and Mike, talk to them about this game. Trey, it's really simple. One team has a quarterback, one team doesn't. So that team that has a quarterback is Arizona. They happen to be plus 6.5 dogs in this game, which makes no sense to me. They haven't won a game in almost 1,000 days, so I understand why everyone would think I'm crazy here. I've watched their offense. Their offense actually exists. It moves the ball. It can make plays. The Buffs, if Arizona scores 17 points, I don't know if the Buffs can match that. So, sadly, I love my Buffs. I love that defense. I love them all, but they can't move the ball. They can't throw the ball. They can't do anything.
In fairness to Ryan, from what I hear of people who are like field view and stuff, just the nonverbal anytime the offense is on the field, like this team is just like already thinking of next year when it comes to the offensive football. Like they're just like stranded and there's no way out, you know.
Yep. It's tough.
CSU, I wouldn't mess with that spread too much because double digits, the way that offense operates, that's sneaky. But at New Mexico, I think that is something you could parlay with. Broncos, Ryan, 43.5 seems kind of low to me, but surprisingly enough, the Raiders have been pretty low scoring. And then, you know, we've kind of touched on this spread before. You know, it's Broncos have moved all the way to -4 now.
Yikes.
Yeah. These last two games against actual NFL teams, it's hard to feel like there's much there.
I do think that the Raiders are in disarray. That's the best thing I can say about why the Broncos will win.
Yeah, the Raiders are absolutely in disarray. There's no doubt about that. And the way this impacts their offense is going to be a major factor. And I think that's part of why it's set at 43.5 on the total.
I think the Broncos really need to be ready for a downfield passing attack. I think if there's one thing that they were sitting over there saying, man, we need to just let it fly, I think they could come out this week and just say, let's go vertical. We've got Henry Ruggs. We've got Darren Waller.
Yeah.
So don't expect the dink and dunk Derek.
Oh, man. Also, that's been the book on the Broncos last few games. You got to take your deep shots and then everything opens up. So,
yep. All right, Trey.
Okay. So maybe that's the longest completion game.
It's all games are longest completion games.
Fair enough. No better note to leave you on with a glorious weekend ahead than that one.
All right, guys. Appreciate you all for tuning in and have a great weekend. We'll have more bets on Sunday morning on the tailgate. Tune in then.